Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Alex Curry here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. How we doing today, guys? Happy Friday.
Good, boy. Matthew Stafford looked good last night, didn't he?
I didn't notice.
You did notice. You did
I just know it's going to be another Sunday, another big Cowboy win, which means it's going to be another tough Monday for all those Cowboy haters out there, starting with you. That's all that matters because the Cowboys are better than the Rams. You know it and I know it.
You're getting excited about beating if you beat the Giants.
The Giants, they found themselves at New Orleans. This is going to be tough for a little while.
Yeah, okay.
We are in for a great weekend because we are just a day away from the historic rematch of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder on Fox Sports pay-per-view. Fury is confident he'll retain the belt, saying the fight won't go to the distance and he'll make Wilder quit. Now, on the other side, Wilder called himself rejuvenated and said he is dedicated to, quote, reinventing himself. So, Shannon, how much of a shot do you give Deontay Wilder this time?
Well, Skip, he always has a shot because he can turn the lights out with one punch. And in the heavyweight division, that's kind of high. That's why people gravitate towards that, because one punch can end the fight. And Deontay Wilder has that kind of punching power. The question is, in the read, she read it, he's going to reinvent himself. Can he? I've seen a dozen of his fights, and they all the same way. He fights one style. That's what he knows. He's a puncher. He's not a boxer, he's a puncher, and he's looking to land that one big shot to get you out of there.
Yep.
The question is, can he? Fury is really, really smart. He's had an opportunity to see him twice. Fury is a boxer, and he's very skilled, and he knows the traps that Deontay Wilder is trying to lay for him, and he does a great job of staying away. Now, he did get caught in the first fight, but in the second fight, he dominated. At no point in time did you think, man, Deontay Wilder is winning this fight, or this fight is close, or Deontay Wilder can win it. Yeah, we know he can turn the lights out with one punch, but the way Fury was making him look, it was almost like, man, why are you even winning? How did they even make this fight happen? I mean, because it's like he was just toying with him.
Yep.
And so to reinvent himself, can he reinvent himself after he's had so much success doing it that way? Skip, look, I think the only way that Deontay Wilder can win this fight is that he knocks him out. I don't believe he's skilled enough as a boxer to go 12 rounds and outpoint Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury can win this fight in a multitude of ways because he's the more skilled of the fighters. Yes, he can win by points. Yes, he can knock him out. We just saw it the last time they fought. So for me, Skip, I'm not as confident in Fury as I once was, because once I heard he was going to come in the ring at damn near 300 pounds, at some point in time, rounds 5, 6, 7, if Wilder can get it to the deeper rounds, stamina is going to have to play a role in that. Yeah, you're bigger, stronger, but you got to carry that weight around for 3 minutes in those rounds. So it's not like all of a sudden you 200, 300 pounds and that's not going to be a factor, because I do believe it will be a factor. The question is, can Deontay Wilder box him long enough to get it to those later rounds so he can land that power shot and turn the light out on Fury?
All right.
I don't believe he can. I'm gonna say Fury wins in a decision.
Are you?
I am.
Okay, a decision, just
points.
Okay, I know, but just will he win easily like he?
No, I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be as easily as he won last time, Skip. Because, like I said, an extra 20 pounds. That's got to play some role. He can't be as quick. He can't, because his stamina was impeccable last time around. So I think it goes. I think that's the only way. That's the only way he can win the fight, by knocking Wilder out. He can win the fight by points. I think Wilder's only chance is to catch him with something in the later rounds.
But you're making the case that Tyson Fury will again win fairly easily, right?
I think, not as easily as he won the first time. Not as easy, but I do think, because he's the more skilled of the fighters, he can win a multitude. He can be a chameleon. He can do a lot of different things, where I think Deontay Wilder is relegated to this lane right here, which is land that one big shot.
Okay. I got you. My turn. I'm going to preface everything I'm about to say by making the point that I think our longtime viewers will appreciate. I have always been my own man. I am not a company man. This fight is obviously a Fox production.
Right.
Everything I'm about to say has nothing to do with this being a Fox production.
Okay.
It has to do with my gut instinct on this fight.
Uh-oh.
I believe Wilder is going to get his revenge.
Whoa, wow.
I believe it because I believe Wilder is at the rightest place at the rightest time.
Okay.
It reminds me a little bit of the sequence that we just saw in the National Football League, in which we saw the Los Angeles Rams be in the perfect spot, the right place at the right time to take advantage of the Buccaneers, the defending champs, whose minds and hearts were already going to Foxborough for the following Sunday night. And then we saw the Arizona Cardinals be at the rightest place at the rightest time because they caught the Rams at home after the Rams had won their Super Bowl against the defending champ Buccaneers.
Okay.
It just matters about your mental state at that moment.
At the time that you're fighting, yep.
It is so much mental. This is mano a mano, but it's mind versus mind. And all of a sudden, I'm reading the tea leaves on Tyson Fury, and I don't love his mental state at this point, because let's step back and look at it. He did not want this fight.
So you don't believe he took the fight serious?
Well, he can't, because in he's high IQ, obviously, because he is a highly skilled, huge boxer.
Yes.
At 6'9", now going on 300 pounds. And obviously, the last time we saw these two, Tyson Fury was clearly the bigger and better boxer.
Right.
It was as simple as that. He was way too big and way too skilled for a Deontay Wilder, who's not a small man. He's 6 feet 7 inches tall.
Right.
He weighed 231 for the last fight.
Right.
I assume he's going to be in that ballpark
pretty
for
close
this
to that
one,
thing,
right?
Yep.
Okay, but he is what he is, and he's not going to change, to your point. He's going to be exactly what he was in the first two fights. So all of a sudden I say, well, Tyson Fury didn't want this fight to the point it had to go to the arbitrator.
Right.
And the arbitrator finally said, I'm sorry, the contractual language here says you have no choice.
Right.
You have to give him. If he elects, which he did, Deontay Wilder said, I want the third fight.
Correct.
You have to fight him. Well, what was his mind and eye and heart on? It was on Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, he wanted to fight AJ.
Okay, and on September the 25th at the Tottenham Spurs Stadium in London, what happened?
He got beat.
Alexander, Usyk, he came out of nowhere, although he is really good and he's undefeated.
Yep.
And he caught him at the right place at the right time when obviously Anthony Joshua's head, heart, mind,
they
were going at Fury because it was going to be the biggest money, most epic fight in the history of that country.
Right.
Countryman versus countryman.
Correct.
And you said the other day, it'd be in Wembley Stadium. It'd be where all the biggest concerts are, all the biggest soccer matches. It's it.
Yes.
It would have been it.
That's it.
It could arguably have been the biggest sporting event in the history of England, right? And all of a sudden, the bottom falls out because Joshua didn't just lose. He just got absolutely dominated from start to finish by Usyk.
Right.
So it's like, how can you sell it now? Well, you can still sell it, but not the way you could.
No.
It won't be epic anymore, right?
Yeah, because Joshua ain't got no belts.
Okay, he's got no belts. Okay, so now what's happened to Tyson Fury? Well, he's had COVID twice. And the second bout, cost him this fight for a while because it pushed it back 3 months until tomorrow night.
Right, tomorrow night.
And now we have the trainer suddenly saying, no big deal, the bigger the better. So what if we're going to come in 20 pounds heavier? 20 pounds?
Yeah.
It's a ton of weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
We talked about it the other day. Just try carrying around 20 pounds for a while. Strap 20 pounds around your midsection and go for a little trot somewhere and see how long you can trot with 20 extra pounds on you. Boxing is hard. It is the most grueling sport to me of all. I don't know if you boxed some. I boxed in high school. And I thought after 2 rounds, my arms were going to fall off.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it feels like. And when your arms get tired, what do you want to do, Skip? You want to drop them. And when you drop them, what happens? All this is exposed and somebody put a glove upside it.
Okay, what else do we know about Tyson Fury? In his past, he's had issues with depression. He had issues with addiction. He had issues that bordered on suicidal.
Correct.
And he had to come back from being a fat man. He was a fat man. He was way over 300 pounds.
Way over, yeah.
And he got himself right.
Right.
And the skill was never questioned.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
All of a sudden, if you roller coaster your weight from all the way down to the 270-ish range,
Right.
and then all of a sudden now you're going all the way back up to the 290-ish range, we'll see exactly what it is.
Right.
But it could approach 300. And
Correct.
then you made a great point yesterday. Okay, so he makes the weigh-in at 290, and then what happens? Well, he's like, man, I kind of had to cut some weight so I wouldn't look so bad at the weigh-in.
You're going to have to cut weight to be in the 290-ish.
Right, and you don't have to cut it because they're heavyweights, so it doesn't matter. But the point is, it matters to your pride and your appearance, right?
Correct.
And then, knowing Tyson Fury, he might just say, okay, enough is enough. I got to go eat, right? I got to go have
you're going to have to eat, yeah.
I'm going to have me a big old meal.
Yeah.
So he might show up at fight time closer to, who knows? I don't know, 305.